Welcome back to Life After Service, where I help veterans find purpose and meaning after leaving the military. And today I'll be going over how to use your GI Bill for college.
On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up.
So there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to using the GI Bill and getting set up with enrolling in college. And for a lot of people, I feel like it may be such an obstacle or challenge that they kind of just set it off to the side, and never eventually use that. And it's a huge waste if you find yourself in that boat, because there's a lot of benefits that can come with going after a college education. So the first part of it is I want to talk about the financial aspect and the benefits that come with it. So if you look at like college, regular civilian college students, I mean, they're going in tens of thousands of dollars of debt just to get a college education, which means that they're probably going to be paying off student loans if they're not getting a scholarship for 10, maybe even 20 years, paying off these monthly payments, pretty much like this never ending headache of a car payment um, that takes forever to pay off. So that's the first benefit of it is with the GI Bill. Assuming that you served at least 36 months and you get the 100% tuition coverage from the VA, then that's a huge headache and pain off of your shoulders for it. So again, there's the possibility for 100% of your tuition being paid for. And on top of that, if you're going to school at least half time, then they'll pay you a percentage of, they call it BAH. It's kind of like BAH, but there's two different aspects of it. So if you go to school online, then the BAH payment is a standard rate. For 2021, it's just over $900. But if you go to school in person, then you still get the BAH of an E5 with dependents, and it's going to be dependent on where that school's campus is located, where you're actually physically going to school. Kind of the same way that BAH works in the military. So some bases, the cost of living's higher, so the BAH payment's going to be higher there. Same thing if you're going in person. But regardless of either it's online or in person, you need to be going to school at least half time to get that payment. And that half time is going to be determined by the school that you enroll in. So with, again, free school and you get money on top of it, I mean, you can't beat that. So let's get into the actual steps of going through and enrolling using the GI Bill. And it's not as simple as most people might think. You know, you can't just take your 214, go into the college admissions office and be like, here's my paperwork. When can I start classes? You know, it's not. I wish it was that easy, but it's not. So I want to go over this. The process is still simple. I'm going to walk you through it and show you exactly what you need to do. So step number one is you need to fill out the paperwork for what they call a certificate of eligibility. Now this is through the VA. You're going to fill out a VA form 22-1990. And there's three ways that you can fill this out. I'll link the VA website below in the show notes. So if you just click on that, it'll take you directly to the site to fill it out. Now you can fill this out online, which is probably going to be the most preferable, and it's going to be the most streamlined and fast to get your process going. You can also fill it out by mail, or you could do it in person if there's a VA office near you. But the reason why I say you want to get this started as early as possible is because it's going to take approximately 30 days from the time that paperwork is received for them to process it, approve it, and then get it back to you. So again, get this done as fast as possible. And while you're waiting on that, we move on to the next few steps in the process. So step number two is think about whether you want to do school online or whether you want to do it in person. With that, you also want to start thinking about the types of schools. You know, what school are you going to go to? Is it going to be an online-based school, or is it going to be maybe a community college or a state university that's in your area? Think about what schools you want to go to, because remember, you're still going to have to go through whatever application process that the school has, regardless of having a 214 and your certificate of eligibility and all that stuff. It's going to be dependent on the school, whether they're in the end going to accept you or not into a degree program. And that brings us to our final step while we're waiting, is thinking about the degree program that you want. So I would advise against these general kind of degrees that there's a lot of freedom in what classes you take. So for example, like a general studies degree, it's not going to be specialized in one particular area, which may give you the freedom of picking your classes. But at the same time, think about what happens when you graduate college. You put that on your resume and you're trying to get a specialized job. So if I'm looking for something in the technology area or in the technology industry, I'm going to look a lot better if I have something like a information technology or computer science degree compared to the general studies, because one, it shows I already have some type of background in that particular area, and that I'm committed to learning more about that then. Uh, so it's good to think about that. You may not know exactly what you want to do, but now would be the time to start thinking about what specializations and what career path you're going to want to take after you get out of school or while you're going to school. So think about that. And then while all that's going on, 30 days come up. Hopefully you receive your certificate of eligibility around that time. Again, it's VA, so there could be, unforeseen delays in it there. But once you have that certificate of eligibility, that physical paperwork, you're going to take that into your college admissions officer, and then they're going to process it. It basically just proves that, yes, you were in the military. It tells you how long you were in and the benefits that you're entitled to as far as the GI Bill and the educational side of stuff. So that's it. Again, to kind of reiterate the steps, go to the VA website. Again, the link's going to be below. You need to fill out the VA 22-1990. Once you have that, think about whether you're going to school online online or in person. What type of college or university you're interested in going to, what degree program you're interested in. And again, once you have all of that and you're ready to go, take that certificate of eligibility into the admissions office and then get started with their process. So hopefully that kind of streamlines it and gives you a better understanding of how to go through the entire process. If you guys have questions, you can comment below. And thanks for watching, and let me know how it goes.